Waste is one of the biggest threats to both profitability and sustainability in business. And when the scarcity implication of waste came knocking at the door of Toyota production system, they came up with the concept of lean thinking. Lean simply centers on eliminating waste at every level of operation. From its origin, it also redefined efficiency as not doing more, but doing only what truly brings value. I tell you, lean reaches far beyond processes. It shapes how business think, act, and grow sustainably while keeping waste under control. To maintain efficiency and stay profitable, your business needs to establish control over 8 major waste areas. The first is the waste of overproduction. Producing more than the customer wants could seem productive, but indirectly, you are tying down your capital. You are increasing your storage cost. You are creating room for possibility of expiration and losses. Production should be demand driven. Production should be a kind of data driven decision, and you should kind of have a very good knowledge and understanding of your customer buying behavior or season that actually affect demands and supply. You really need to have a very good grasp of this interplay to be able to actually stay agile with your production in such a way that every output from your manufacturing plant is targeting a demand out there in the market. Another important one to look at for is the inventory waste. Piling too much of inventory in your business doesn't always mean you're prepared. It could also mean like your money is sitting still. And this actually takes up a lot of space. It creates room for expiration. It also kind of drives up your cost of running business because sometimes you could be spending electricity storing this inventory. I tell you, there's a lot of outdated warehouses all over the world. These are losses to the business. And I tell you, the best thing to do is to keep your inventory lean enough to be able to serve what the customer is looking for, and also kind of to stay at a balance between the demand and the supply. You could also go the Pareto way, that's keeping what the 20% of the customer base that gives you 80% of your revenue are buying all the time. An eye on inventory waste will keep you on track with profitability and sustainability. The next on the list is waste of waiting. Time is one of the most expensive resources in business. I tell you, when material, system, or people are left waiting, productivity drops and cost rises. In business, if you could streamline your process to be seamless and also strategically plan your operation in such a way that the waste of waiting is managed, you are adding value per second saved. The global market currently is a game of speed. A control on the waste of waiting is already an edge over competitors. Think about it. I also advise you keep your eyes as a business on transportation waste. This kind of tells how product moves from the suppliers to your business and how it also moves from you across the logistic pathway to your customers. If there's actually a kind of delay or waste that happens within this area, definitely you're going to be losing time. You're also going to be losing on customer satisfaction. Another related one here is the motion waste. This kind of happens with respect to how your platform is designed. Are your organization taking unnecessary kind of movement or steps as a result of poor platform design? Trying to kind of have a look and see if this waste is occurring in your business. You track it and plug it, and it's definitely going to make your processes faster. Another waste we'll be looking out for is defects. In business, mistakes are more than setbacks. They are very expensive. Sometimes a common defect could rob a whole company of its entire reputation. Defect leads to rework, leads to waste of time and material. It also creates unhappy customers. What great businesses do is actually prioritizing quality first in such a way that whatever they call their products will meet the customer expectation and build the trust that brings repeat businesses. As a business, keep your eyes on defect waste. These will guarantee customer satisfaction and repeat businesses. Do you also know that overprocessing is a waste in business? What I mean by overprocessing is if you're actually taking an additional step to whatever you render, let it be a product or a service to the customer, and this additional step is not really adding any form of value as the customer defines it. It's actually overprocessing. You're spending time, you're spending material to get that done, and the customer doesn't really see it as a value. You are creating waste. And when you're able to plug this waste, you possibly could drive your completion time. You could also kind of reduce the cost of operation and also increase profitability. The last but not the least is the waste of underutilized talent. Globally, some businesses choose to kind of stay too long-sighted to see what their employees has in the inside. It takes a level of open-mindedness as a business to give even the least member of your team an opportunity for meaningful participation. I tell you, it's in the room of brainstorming that innovation emerges. What you could learn in terms of creativity as a business, in terms of idea, from the members of your staff, can really keep you ahead of your competitors. So try as much as you can as a business to really tap into the potentials of your employee. And this possibly could give you a quantum leap as a business. In summary, eliminating waste is working smarter. If you could, as a business, establish control over overproduction, inventory waste, the waste of waiting, defect waste, transportation waste, motion waste, the overprocessing that happens in businesses, and the waste of untapped potential, to say the least, you are building a business that is sustainable, profitable, a business that is designed to last. See you on the next one.